Hey guys, welcome to Sundance. Do you guys mind giving quick name introductions?
Sure. I'm Cisco Reyes. I'm one of the actors in Night Shift.
Tunde out of Big Bang, acting in Night Shift.
Sheena Shavers, acting in Night Shift.
Marshall Tyler, writer director Night Shift.
Awesome. It's a wonderful film. I really enjoyed it. One of those short films that you see and come out of wanting more. Right? You want to see more, or you want to know more about the person. Marshall, you have a background in documentaries, and very socially relevant documentaries, right? So tell me, how did this feature happen? Or how did that come to mind?
How did Night Shift, the short, came to mind? I have a friend who does this. He's a bathroom attendant on the side. And he told me these crazy stories about some of his nights while he's doing this job. And I just thought it would make a fascinating piece, a fascinating exploration into this world that we rarely ever see. And also wanted to give voice to the guys who do these things, who do these jobs, and tell their story.
Cool. And how did you end up with this beautiful,
This amazing cast.
This amazing cast.
Well, all of them came from different ways. Tunde I know from my fiance Maura. They used to live together, and she's always told me about the magnificent Tunde Adebimpe. And I met him first time at his wedding, and fell in love with him. He's just such a beautiful soul, beautiful spirit, and a fantastic actor, most importantly, and a talented musician, as you already know. And so when I wrote the script, or at least had the idea of it, the first person that popped in mind was Tunde Adebimpe to do this. These guys, this person was recommended to me from Cameron Washington. He came from our casting director. Both of them came from our casting director, Christopher Gray. And I'm so thrilled with this cast. So thrilled. And the whole process has just been heavenly. You know, to make this film, there's so much that's required to get this thing together. You know how it is to do independent films. And we did and went through so much together. And it feels like a family. You know, there's beautiful chemistry amongst us all.
So, tell me, this was a wonderful role in terms of, as an actor, right? You get to play an actor and a lot more. So what was the most challenging and most fun part of playing this role?
Challenging part was, let me start with the most fun part. The most fun part was, I don't know, I mean, the whole thing had very even fun through it. What I loved is that during pre-production, Marshall had Sheena and I just sit in a room and actually improvise an argument or trying to reconcile a relationship. And, and this was within like 20 minutes of meeting her.
Yes.
And then we were doing this for maybe 40, 50 minutes, it's like and it felt like it started to get very emotional, and that to me made me realize oh, this is going to be very special. And I like that, Marshall took the time to do that, and Sheena was so open to doing that. So it made it, the fun part of it was just, getting to play, and and kind of the same deal. The first day, we also had an interaction, and I knew that I could, I don't know, if we can cuss here, I know I can fuck around with this guy forever. It's hilarious. But I think the most challenging part was just being in the bathroom in Ace Hotel for 3-4 days. Being in an active toilet with a crew.
Imagine the guys who do it for...
In the heat. It was kind of like a pea sauna, I think. That was the most challenging part.
This is an amazing cast right here, because in the sense of diversity and inclusion, because Hollywood still tends to struggle at times to make entertaining films with people of color. But you see films like these, and you're like, you don't need white folks. You can make great films. So share you guys being brown, black actors, share your experience working on this project and working in this. We keep hearing things are changing. What's Alice, what's your experience being a brown actor in this industry?
I mean, I guess being from Egypt, you know, I'm pretty brown. I guess black, brown, you know. But no, they, you know what it is? Is like there's so much tradition. Yeah, you know, people don't even realize that Egypt's in Africa. I'm more black than you guys. Technically. Okay. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I got you. No, but you know something? It's like there's so much tradition and authenticity.
Technically.
And you know, when you really look at it, there's so much struggle that happened with where the black community comes from, especially me coming from Egypt. You know, I was surrounded by that type of environment when it comes to really how authentic and how old and traditional, you know, and it comes from generations before us, right? And now it's all about social media and it's about this and it's about that. And amazing working with Marshall and Tunde and China and Sisk is just that, you know, when the right people come together, it's nothing impossible that they can't portray or achieve together. So, and the storyline with Marshall is like, it's everybody loves an underdog, you know, and with Tunde, you know, he's such an amazing man, and he got a chance to be vulnerable for the scene and for the movie, and he let everybody kind of believe in the underdog. You know, he was facing all these adversities in the movie and everything, and at the end of it, he made us all, not only for us to fall in love with him again, but his wife fell in love with him all over again. Maybe. Okay.
I don't know.
So, but it's nice to work with different demographics, you know, and different people and their culture and everything like that, where they come from and what they bring to the table. You know, so it's nice to see something different. You know, be around different people.
Oh, you're giving good thought to this, huh? What do you say?
I mean, I'm Puerto Rican in Trinity, and I want to give props to Marshall for writing a script with these were just characters. It wasn't like, all right, this guy's gonna be Puerto Rican, this guy's gonna be Egyptian. He just wrote some great characters and allowed us to bring ourselves to the table, you know. And a lot of the times, people try to force the diversity card,
right?
And they're like, okay, this guy's gonna be Mexican with tattoos on his neck, and you know, this person's gonna be Chinese, he's a techie, you know. Instead of, as filmmakers, we need to just start writing great characters and allow anybody to play them, because we are those people. Some of us are nerds, some of us are gangsters. We're not all gangsters, you know. So there's a lot of lawyers out there. Just give us that chance as artists, just to play amazing characters,
right.
And we'll bring ourselves to it, and the diversity issue will be taken care of, right, without having to try. So, you know, big up to Marshall for writing a dope script and just allowing us to be ourselves.
Let's Shana here. Well, you're a woman of you're a person of color and a woman, and that's the big diversity card. What do you think where Hollywood is today, and something like
I don't know. For me, I'm never someone who's asked for permission. So I've never really cared about where we're at. It's like I have to take responsibility for what I do. So I think you just kick the fucking door in and you do what you gotta do. And I think that's what people are starting to do now. I think when you ask for permission and you say I'm supposed to be here, you're still kind of giving away your power. So I think once you say this is what we're gonna do and this is how we are, people tend to act accordingly. So I think as a ringleader, like I don't follow the leader, even though I am a student. I'm usually like, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't think I've faced that many challenges. 95% of the roles that I booked have all been Caucasian, and then I fought for it, and I got it. Whether it was beginners, my audition, it was full of blonde hair, blue-eyed girls. I was the only black girl, and I got it. Sabrina the Teenage Wolf, that's a different story. But there are a lot of roles I've been able to but I think it starts with you, because like I say, Sean Penn has this comment, you never know when someone's lying to you, but you always know when someone's telling you the truth. And if you come from truth, people are going to be really intrigued and want to know more about that. So I think that's the secret ingredient, at least for my journey, in not asking for permission to do things and just saying this is who I am and I have every right to be here because I say I have every right to be here, not because you want me in your circle.
You have an eloquent cast here. They're like, that's wonderful. But kudos to you on that you create a story where the characters are not driven by their looks, particularly, or their ethnicity, which I think I wanted to point out that's what makes it entertaining, because that's the world we live in, and you're able to create that really. But that's something. Was it as a man of color yourself? Was it a conscious effort from you to you know tell that kind of story? Because this is your first narrative, right? This is your first narrative, correct? So was this a conscious effort to make something like this, or was it organic and in the process this is how the characters evolve? Like, tell me about how the story evolved.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I guess you could say it was conscious in that I knew that I didn't want it entirely one race represented, but because that was, some people presented that to me. They were like, should you have it all black? Should you have, like, who are these people going to be? But I don't think I set out to make a diverse film. That wasn't my goal. It's just that I love these people and they're the right people for these roles. And that was the most important. I really wanted this film to touch people and to affect people and to really resonate with an audience. And so it's so important to have that authenticity with these characters, with these actors, and they had to be able to bring it, to be there, to show up, and so that was my ultimate goal, is that the believability factor. Nothing else matters to me. Can these people be those people? So that's it.
Let's talk about Juvie a little bit. How did you end up with Juvie for this production? I mean, that Viola is an amazing actress. I mean, but I mean, she's the great thing which I feel is this time is that people of color are also producing wonderful content, and then I think that's important to create content. So that's great to see. So how was it working with? How did you get to Juvie, and how was it working with them?
So basically, I have another project that I wrote. It's an Iceberg Slim adaptation, and Viola Davis is somebody who really loves that project. And I ran into them at a party one time, a macro party for Offenses, and they invited me down to the office and asked what I was working on. I told them about this idea, about this bathroom attendant in LA nightclub. They loved it, and the next thing you know, we're making this movie. And what I love about Juvie and Viola Davis is that they're committed to furthering the story of African American and diverse artists, and getting us out there, making sure that our story is told as expansively as possible. So they're committed to that. They're committed to the truth. They want truth in storytelling. So it was a big honor to have Viola Davis' name behind us, to have Juvie production behind us. They've been completely supportive and just wonderful to work with. Completely, the whole process with them has just been amazing.